Hey guys, I wanted to make a really simple video about how to change the air filter in an 8th generation Honda Accord. Now this configuration is going to be very similar regardless of the generation of Honda Accord that you have. The engine bay, the design, the layout hasn't changed all that much, and even if you have a totally different car, the rule of thumb will generally apply that there'll be a large airbox on one side of the engine, and that's the place to check out first. Okay, let's get started. First of all, just familiarise yourself with where each of the fittings are actually based. On the airframe box here, there's 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's one down there which is number 6. A great tip is just to pre-check that the crosshead screwdriver that you're going to use to open up the airbox fits into that screw really nicely. You don't want one that's too pointy so you only have a little bit stuck in. You want to make sure it gets in nice and deep into the groove. The good thing about the airbox screws is that they're captive. They don't fall out when you unscrew them. They just stop. It's captive, it stays in so that you don't drop them down the engine. I've got my 8mm socket attachment on there and I'm ready to go. Start by loosening the top one. There we go. Then loosen the bottom one. That's it. So these 2 clips, nice and loose now. So shot from the other side, I'd recommend taking this flexi hose off the airbox to start with. Since we unscrewed the 8mm, we should be good to go. There we go. Once I've loosened the top of it, I can then wiggle out the bottom. Now, top tip, if you're struggling to get this out, give it a bit of a rotation around here. Bang. Pop this hose off. And now we can see the last screw that we need to get. Now, before we can finally remove the airbox, there's a little center connector here. And don't be tempted to pull this little Christmas tree connector out here because you can open the airbox backwards and keep it connected. Once the airbox is off, just try and balance it up there so it's out of the way, and we can actually take the old air filter out of here. And these are always funny because when you take them out, you look at this side and you think, oh, actually, that's not too bad. When you turn it over, then we start to see all of the gunk. Now the inside of this airbox actually isn't too bad, but what I like to do is to give it a little clean out before we start putting the fresh one in. And then because I'm a sado, I'm also going to clean the top of the airbox as well. Once you're happy that the top and the bottom of the airbox are clean, we can move on to getting the fresh filter in. And this is why I say changing the air filter is a really easy and a really important thing to do for the longevity of the health of your engine. And there's all kinds of dirt and grime and seeds and sticks and gunk and awful stuff in there that your engine is having to breathe through in order to perform. Whereas the new one, oh yes. Installation is as simple as you would expect. The long side of the filters go down into the box and the shorter side stays at the top. Make sure that you've got a nice connection on the rubber seals all the way around. And then just reinstall in reverse. So airbox back on, make sure it's got a nice seal all the way around. Let's not forget this little fella here. Push that on until you get that nice snap noise. And before we do anything else, remember this little fella down here was the hardest to get to. So this is the one we're going to put back in first. Let's tighten all the others back up. And that's it. Thanks for watching.